Samantha, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. Our guest today is Samantha Davenport, and I appreciate you joining me. We are really excited to launch this opportunity to speak to people that are in our industries and to help grow other administrators. And so I wanted to spend a little bit time today getting to know you. So tell me about Samantha Davenport. Who are you?
Yeah, well, Dallas, thank you for having me. I am super excited to be here, super excited that you're doing this podcast series. So a little bit about me. I spent almost 7 years in a refractive surgery clinic and did everything from answering the phones, patient care coordinator, admin, out to physician liaison, doing outreach into the OD community. So I've been fully steeped and tried by the ophthalmology world as far as I'm concerned, and have learned so much and had an absolute blast throughout it. That's one thing that I love about ophthalmology is that there's always something to learn. There's new tech. Everyone's innovating and everyone's in it to win it for the patient.
That's awesome. Well, who are you as a human, though? I want to know about you.
As a person, I am a mom, a wife, a Christ follower, an avid off-roader, big time music lover, a little bit of a metalhead, which always kind of surprises people. Grew up in a very musical household, so very well steeped in that. If you can't find me home with my son and my husband, you'll probably find me in the off-road vehicle on a trail, which means you may not find me at all realistically, but it's getting warmer outside, and so we're ramping up all the outdoor activities. I got my first sunburn of the year last weekend, which thankfully has resolved prior to this, but
That's good.
the
That's
base
good.
burn is out of the way, so it's all up from here.
We believe in sunscreen.
We do, very strongly. As a redhead, you don't get to not believe in it.
So, what is off roading? I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, so it depends on who you ask. So some people will use a side-by-side or four-wheeler. My husband's a bit of a MacGyver and likes working on things, so he has taken an SUV and made it into a full off-road vehicle. So rock crawling, you know, backwood trails. We took it out to Colorado a couple of years ago off the Million Dollar Highway, Uray Path, that kind of thing. So just getting outdoors in harder to access areas that you don't necessarily want to hike into, but they're really fun to drive into. So bouldery areas, really muddy areas, that kind of a deal. We love it.
That sounds awesome. Cool. Okay. I like it. Well, tell me why you love ophthalmology. You kind of got into that a little bit, but what got you into ophthalmology and what made you stay for so long?
Well, I got into ophthalmology purely by luck and chance and hitting apply at the right time. And that was as a patient care coordinator, and really, really got to learn so much so quickly. The world shut down just a handful of months after I started working there. And I think that actually really aided in showing me how, goodness, dedicated and really caring the ophthalmology community is, because a lot of our patient base at that point in time became medical professionals who were masking up, wearing extra PPE, and all they wanted was to be able to do their job better without fogging glasses, worrying about drying contacts because they're working all these crazy hours. And so it was really rewarding getting to help with that whole situation on the back end by helping those providers and those medical professionals. So that was really, really rewarding. And then moving out of the bulk of that chaos, just getting to see your everyday patient has been really cool. I've had people share so many crazy whys with me because, in refractive surgery, the why is I don't want to wear glasses and contacts. Like the baser driving point for patients, but there's always a straw that breaks the camel's back. And getting to hear these patients' stories and walking them through their journey from initial consultation to post-operative 1 year, having a 1 year follow-up, and just seeing all the cool things that they've done in that last year without that limitation definitely keeps me running back to ophthalmology. It keeps me very well set in loving that specialty.
That's awesome. I definitely was a Y patient. So I understand that. Um, so now you've started a new career at Boost, and we
Yes.
get to work together, which I'm very excited about. But tell me why you chose Boost.
I chose Boost because as a patient care coordinator working in the clinic, you were also in charge of following up with all the leads that came in through contact us forms, price quote requests, self-test requests, things like that. And the service that Boost offers from a clinical perspective is so invaluable because the amount of time that counselors spend doing all this additional follow-up rather than being able to solely dedicate their time to the lead in front of them is crazy. And so, the thing about Boost that I love is I was very much so the, hey, the leads are backed up. We're 40 deep and it's only 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning, and just trying to manage getting those people the attention that they needed while also giving your attention to the patient that's sitting across from you is a very tricky balance. And so follow up is a big passion point of mine. And that is Boost's bread and butter. Man, they want to do the best possible job following up with these leads so that you can do your best possible work in the clinic with the patient who's already dedicated that time to be there with you in that moment.
That's awesome. It's super important. I 100% agree with you. It's hard. It's hard to wear five hats. Which one do you wear best?
It is, and you have 4 behind you, so you know all about that.
I've heard you say you're the Swiss Army knife of people.
I
What do you think
did.
your favorite thing is to do in your new role?
It's been a lot of learning, but I really do think learning the intricacies of each clinic, how they like their information, how they talk to their patients. Prior to this, I just had the clinic that I worked at experience. And so seeing how everyone else does it has been really, really cool. And I've learned a lot just from the handful of time that I've been with Boost about how to better help clinics have a more cohesive experience with Boost and their clinic. So I think just really getting to know different providers, different administrators. I've gotten to put faces to a lot of names that I knew from LinkedIn just from being in the industry. So that's been really fun too.
That's awesome. Well, I appreciate you joining me today and I look forward to continuing working with you.
I'm excited. Good things are coming on the horizon for Boost, and I'm so happy to be a part of it. Thank you for having me.
We'll talk soon.